Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the southern wing of the Stink Bug Works. As you can see, I have lots of things to talk about. First, Big B gave us a double feature the other day, and he was playing with water on his catamaran and playing with his water pickups. And the water pickups did something I never would have expected. And as he ran water down the ride surface, you could see that some water was going into the pickup, but it was also spraying water out vertically. If you flip the hull over, that would be down. But it was spraying water out vertically. And I'm thinking, why would that do that? And so I figured out the solution. I know why it's doing that. First, let's look at Big B's Oxy Digger. That's the one that has the two water pickups on the ski. It's the outrigger with the pickups on the ski. So imagine, if you would, this is the bottom of the ski, and the pickup is a tube like that. And as the water's going along here, some of it goes up into that tube and into the boat. And I'll bet you $1 to a donut, this pickup will not do what the one in the catamaran did. The one in the catamaran is a factory unit. So here's the ride surface, and then the pickup, here's the thickness of the ride surface. The pickup is embedded into that ride surface and has a little recessed area around so it can settle down in. And then Big B would file that down to adjust it to where the bottom of the pickup is perfectly flat with the hull. But then here's what happens on the pickup itself. There's a hole drilled in the pickup like this. You people picking up what I'm putting down? So that's the hole where the pickup is. The pickup is actually thicker than I'm showing it here, so let's kind of give it some thickness. So here's the pickup, and that hole goes into here. Well, what happens is then they put a nipple coming straight out. And so now your water path looks like that. And actually the location of this flat surface is closer to this. Imagine, if you would, it looked more like that. That's the hole that goes into there. So this vertical wall is not far from this edge. And as the water goes in and hits this, water doesn't like to change direction. It likes that nice smooth curve. And when you force it to change direction, some of the water goes, I don't like this idea, and it's going to splash back. That's what that's from. It's because of the way that pickup is manufactured. There's a sharp angle in it, and that forces the water to be unhappy. So that's Big B's thing. This is getting close. I'm going to give the paint several days before I paint the windscreen on that, and then we'll do clear on it, and that'll be the Porsche. What do you guys think? Porsche? Okay, lastly, this thing. I have had a chance to look at it and play with it, and it has some good features and it has some bad features, but the bad features aren't really that bad. First thing is, they're not cheap, but they're also not raw. It's fully painted, and I mean paint, and it's good heavy-duty paint. It probably uses solvents that are illegal in the United States. You know, the solvents that work really good, you know. And it's a bit heavy. There's a lot of fabric in here. There's a lot of epoxy in here. But it's also real stiff. And not only is it painted and stiff, all the seams are nicely filled in. You can't see a join line. You can on the inside, and I'll get to that. But on the outside, there's not a join line on them. I do like that it has the Gary Finley inspired sponson with a smaller, flatter ride pad. What I may do, I have some really, really thin, I think it's like 0.2 millimeter unidirectional carbon fiber sheet. I may just make ride plates and glue ride plates down to this and call it done. You know, rather than spending a whole lot of time sanding, and then if, you know, because this isn't a real sharp edge here. The edges aren't real crisp. They're not bad. The surfaces are pretty darn flat, though. They're flat this way, and they're flat that way. And the thing's pretty square. So, yeah, the price is high, but you're getting a finished hull. You know? You're getting a finished hull. You don't have to go through all the sanding and painting. It's done. Now, I thought this was the World Wrestling Foundation logo, but one of my viewers said, "Is that the Wonder Woman logo?" And I looked at it, and I looked up online Wonder Woman logo, and sure enough, that is the Wonder Woman logo. So I might just call this boat the Wonder Woman 56. One of my big issues with this was the inside. The inside was kind of sloppy. You know, Hop Sing and Wing Lee, when they were making these things, weren't putting a whole lot of effort into getting things. And so as a result, there were little bits of fabric, wetted out fabric, that were just kind of hanging out in space, and you had to sand those off. And once that was cleaned up, it was pretty good. I took a sander to the bottom here and smoothed this out. They quadrupled up around the stuffing tube, and I took that down a little bit, and there were some bumps here and there. And now it's a pretty decent hull. I think it, being heavy as it is, it might withstand, you know, Big B style nosedives. Somebody commented about the canopy. The canopy fits, but it's not a precision fit. You see there's a big gaposis here, and this radius isn't the same as that radius. And so it fits, and it'll tape up, and, you know, it does the job. It's just not perfect, but then again, it's painted, and somebody's already sanded and filled the seam. I mean, even here on the inside sponson, if you look real hard in the reflection of the light, you can see once in a while there's a hint of what might have been the join line. But, you know, they did a good... You can't really see it. So, yeah, it's pricey, but it's complete, and it's not going to need a whole lot of work to make it a wiener. Just ride plates. Ride plates and a little sanding on the inside. There you go, boys and girls. Until next time, jet out.